Welcome back to Nice Nails 204. Today we're going to be doing some metallic crystal Cateye gel nails. So we're going to use the Madam Glam Iron Woman Day Off and Girl Boss over top the metallic base. Now this metallic base is beautiful. I think it is an absolute requirement in everyone's collection. When you apply it to the nail, it goes on somewhat hazy. But when you just let it sit before you put it in the lamp, put it off to the side, let it sit, and let the magic begin. It turns into almost a molten metal, liquid chrome. It's lovely. The beautiful thing about this polish is you can use it on its own. It's so pigmented for that metallic, metal, silver, liquid silver look. You can use it to do line art. You can use it with other jelly polishes in your collection. And it is just, it's beautiful. And it just looks it's stunning. It's wonderful. And I think everyone should have it in their kit. As you can see up on the top left, you can watch it melt as I go in and out of focus, but the first one we did is getting shiny, and then the second one is getting shiny, and everything just gets shiny. And that's the key to this, is to let it sit for a bit before you put it in the lamp. Unless you want a sort of hazy finish, which is fine too, but it's best when it sits for a while. The other thing too is if you find that it is not getting shiny and it is not getting that beautiful chrome look, add some more polish. Not too much, but just enough to get it to start to melt, for lack of a better word. I don't know what the word is. Melt, liquefy, I don't know. So as you can see here, I'm going to go back in with just a little bit more on my brush and put that on there and see what happens, because I think I went a little too thin. So yeah, right away you can see it's just starting to melt. It's just lovely. It's just lovely. So after those are all set and melted, you pop them in the lamp I pop mine in for 60 seconds because it's very reflective and I want to make sure it's fully cured. So even though the directions say 30 seconds, I do mine for 60 just because I want to make sure that we get that beautiful chrome molten metal look. So yeah, I'm letting them sit a little longer just to make sure that they're going to start melting. And I'm going to sit and I'm going to look at them and go, aren't they pretty? Here after everything's cured, I am going in with the jelly polishes. The Madam Glam, they are metallic polishes. This purple one is the Iron Woman. It's quite lovely. And I'm just sort of putting those on a diagonal just so it's not solid. I wanted to have it blend a little bit. And the nice thing about these is they melt together. These colors melt together just beautifully with a little encouragement from a brush. Just a little smush and they melt. You don't have to go and do a full sort of gradient or anything like that. They just a little tap to get the colors to flow together, and it just looks seamless. It's quite pretty when it's finished. It's a very interesting look, and like I said, you can use almost any other jelly polish and you'll get a similar effect depending on what colors you choose. I am kind of going to try this with neon ink just to see how that would come out, because that's somewhat translucent. Anything that's slightly translucent you could probably put over this and get a metallic effect, which I think looks really, really pretty. So just sort of looking and giving it a second for let those colors melt together. And yeah, so now I'm sped this up a little bit because I'm just basically applying polish. It's not rocket science. It's just applying polish, smush it together, have a look, make sure I'm happy, add a little more blue because it was a little too not colored enough. I'd wiped off a little too much. So there we go with the blue and pink. And then we're going to start with the blue on this one. And purple. I think these colors together would make gorgeous peacock nails if you had stamps or a stamping plate or decals, or if you want hand draw. I think it would look really pretty with peacock feathers. These colors would lend to that absolutely beautifully. This last nail we're just going to throw the purple on in its entirety because it's so pretty. So pretty, and it just gives this wonderful effect. I wish my camera was in focus. Sorry about that, but it is what it is. But yeah, the purple is just beautiful. I believe that's Iron Woman. It's lovely. So after they come out of the lamp, I'm going to give them a wipey wipe because I just like to wipe everything off after they come out of the lamp. And I'm going to, I guess I must have cut it. I put matte top coat on to seal in the color just to make sure there was no running. And this product now I'm using is just a Cateye holographic polish. It's just a cheap one I got off of AliExpress. I got a few of them just to see what they were like, and they're quite pretty, and it is holographic, so it's not like reflective, but you can see it moves around really well, even though it was super cheap. But it is a holographic metallic cat eye, or a holographic cat eye. They come in, Born Pretty has one. This is just some other one. I have all of them, but I thought I'd use this one because it was nice and thick, and it would probably, and the metallic or the holographic bits are so lovely, and they're so small, and so you get a very interesting effect when you start with the magnets. I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. So I wanted to have those lines follow along sort of the melding of the colors. My crystals. Most of these are off AliExpress. They are not my Swarovskis. I only use those on myself. These are for arts and playing and doing stuff like this. So I was just trying to figure out what colors to use on them. I think the choice becomes pretty evident when you start looking at this side, and you can see that they're so pretty. But most of these are from AliExpress. They're not expensive by any means, but for the purposes of making nail art, that's not really going to be on any person. They're fine. And this glue that I'm using is absolutely awful. I would never use this on a person or myself. I just use it to put on tips that are just for the sake of tips for practice and whatnot. It doesn't hold up well. It's very thick. It's very gloopy, and you need to use a lot of it to get good adhesion, and I don't like that. For people or on my own nails, I use the Ugly Ducking Stick It. It is the best stuff going, but for whatever reason, I decided to use this stuff because I had it, and it's garbage. Do not recommend. I had trouble moving things around. I had clumps. I had all sorts of weird things going on that don't make much sense. So I ended up having to redo the microbeads at the end, which I've cut out because it was so frustrating and I was using bad language. So I cut it out. But in this, it worked fine for what it is. So as you can see, I'm placing all my crystals onto my nails, and I had some stuff, shmeary stuff here, so I wipe it off the nail. and it didn't wipe off well, and it was lumpy. So I left that in because it was frustrating. I just find this glue frustrating. Anyways, back to poking and prodding and faffing about and placing these crystals on these nails. That big crystal is a clear one, but it has opalescence to it. It's quite lovely. And then I've sped this up a million times because it felt like, hours to put these micro beads on. And as you saw the finished design already, you can probably imagine why. And I'm in and out of focus here, and I apologize for that again, but you get the idea. We are encircling all of the crystals with micro beads, and I'm placing each one of them on painstakingly, one at a time, because obviously I'm insane. That's the only reason I can figure why I endeavored to do it like this. But I did, and that's what happens. So I also found with this glue that it's very liquidy, so things slide around, so you have to do a lot of replacing before you put it in the lamp to cure. And even if you put it in the lamp to cure, there's no guarantee that anything's going to stick. Like I mentioned before, some of them fell off when I tried to carefully wipe off the top of the crystals to get any wax residue off before final sort of final look. And it was not good. So then I was looking at this one, and I didn't like the way it looked with just the center stone surrounded. So I started again, one by one, putting on the beads all the way around all the crystals. Give it a pretty jewelry look, sort of. I mean, you can. It's a lot, but it's. I don't know. I don't know if it looks okay. I suppose. Sure. Okay, enough faffing with those little beads. That's enough to make you crazy. Now it's top coat time. So I just used a clear, thicker top coat that I had, and I'm pushing it right into the sides of the beads. This is a no wipe. Again, probably something from AliExpress or something. Just a cheapo top coat, but it is nice. It's a nice thick top coat. So I use it when I'm putting on glitter and stuff, so if there's any pokey outies, you pick them up right away, and it levels out the nail quite nicely to give you those pretty light lines that everyone covets so much. So I'm just putting it on, and you can sort of see the hollow, but it's hard to see. The lights don't really pick it up. I am getting new lights because these ones cast too many shadows, and no matter what I do or how I arrange them, I can't see sometimes. So it's time. Anyways, long story short, we are top coating, putting on that beautiful shiny coat to bring out all the beauty of the metallic purple, the metallic blue, and the metallic pink. Again, pushing it right in there to hopefully hold those crystals. Not so much, but it is what it is. Like I said, at the end of this, I had to do some retouching and reapplying and regluing because some of the beads fell off. The crystals didn't fall off, but the microbeads did. So anyway, that's that one done. They're all done now. We pop them in the lamp, cure them all up, and here they are. So I don't know. Tell me what you think. They're all right. I think I'd do the crystals differently. I don't know if I do them. Tell me if you like them or not. I don't know, because I'm kind of torn. I like the metallic. I like the Cateye. I don't know if I like going all the way around with the beads. It gives it kind of a very much a jewelry look, but you know, it is what it is. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me and giving me your time. And I hope that you have a wonderful day wherever you are. Thank you.